Evan Ginzburg back with another edition of Evan Ginzburg's Legends TV. And we are honored to have with us today a blues legend. He's one of the all-time great harmonica players. He's played with everyone. He's Felix Cabrera. He joins us today. Before that, I'd like to introduce the music director. We have Edwin Vasquez sitting with one of the members of Edwin Vasquez Musica, Alpha Halverson.
Thank you, Evan. Thank you.
And my co-host, Steve Ludwig. How are you today, Steve?
All right, doing real well, Elvin. How about yourself?
Great, great. And Steve, you've been making your mark in radio the past month.
He's from North Bergen.
That's right.
You know that.
A Union City boy right here, Evan. We Hudson County guys are going to stick together.
That's right. So, Steve, tell us a little about what's been happening with the radio.
I'll tell you, it's really exciting. I have Steve Ludwig's Classic Pop Culture. I've had, oh my goodness, so far I've had Question Mark from Question Mark and the Mysterians. I've had Bob Calsel from the Calsills. I'm having Ronnie Spector on, I can finally say, in a few weeks. This Tuesday, it's a real special show this Tuesday night. I have Angry Black from the Howard Stern Show. I have Joe Russo. He's an archivist for the Rascals music group. He's written an exclusive book. And I have, as my special guest, a man named Tommy Marr. Tommy, oh, he's right over there. Tommy, could you just come on over here and say hello there?
Yeah.
You're the cameraman.
Hey, Steve.
Tommy Marr, Tuesday. Going to talk all about music, Woodstock. You were there with the Richie Havens ass scattering, nice ceremony.
We had it all. We got lots of great stories for you. Let me tell you, 7 days of great stories.
All right.
This Tuesday night.
Tommy.
How's that for a promo?
I think it's
live
good.
and in color.
Perfect.
There you go.
Came here just for the promo. Thanks, Tommy.
And Steve, you have a T-shirt for our show and your show.
The excitement never ends, Evan. Here it is, the unveiling. Where are we? Right here, Tommy?
Oh, nice.
Look at that.
And show them the back.
And Steve Ludwig's Classic Pop Culture has your back.
That's right.
But Evan Ginzburg's Legends Radio and TV. And these are going to be for sale on our respective websites.
That's right.
We'll be telling you all about that. But look at this, pretty cool.
legendsradio.net and planetludwig.com.
There's two sides. That's
right.
A front and a back.
There you go. Cool. So much for the shameless plug.
Holes for the arms.
Let's go on to the show.
Holes for the arms. Yes. Everything works here.
So we have the great Felix Cabrera with us today.
Yeah,
and we've done a lot of gigs in the past, and you've played with all of the giants. Tell us about some of the legends you've played with.
Well, you know, man, as far as just
live, on record.
On live, I opened up for many people. James Brown, 5 times in the 80s when we were playing at the Lone Star, and Wilson Pickett, Joe Louis Walker, you know, Dr. John, lots of people. Right now I'm playing with Jimmy Vivino and the Black Italians. They just released an album on Blind Pig Records.
Wow.
And I'm featured in it. I'm one of the Black Italians.
There you go.
Oh, you know.
There you go.
Black Italian.
And Alpha, you're a big blues fan. Who are some of your blues harmonica favorites?
Little Walter's probably the first one. There's so many. James Cotton. Yeah. Sonny Boy Williamson. There's a couple of Sonny Boy Williamsons. Big Walter, Shaky Horse. There's millions of them. Yeah. Howard Wolf is actually a fantastic harmonica player.
Millions of them, that's the thing.
So we're hearing that we're having some miking issues. So let's go to Edwin. Edwin, you were just at the Cutting Room, a beautiful venue. Tell us a little about
great.
that.
It was fantastic. First of all, it was a privilege. It was me, Alpha, Pete Dunphy, and James Grover. And it was an amazing night. It was very exciting.
It's a nice venue, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a beautiful venue. We had, in the audience, we had John Winnow. I'm a fan of. Poet.
There you go, with the poet John Winnell, who will return to the show and who you can see in our archives. And what does it mean to play in a beautiful venue like that? What does it mean for an artist's career?
Well, you know, I come from a background of Latin music. My father was a trio artist, Roberto Vasquez, and who was an amazing artist. So every time any stage that I hit, it's always representation, not only of me, but of my father. So it's just another stepping stone, I feel. And the funny thing is that I remember just visiting the cutting room to see a friend of mine perform, and I told myself some time ago, that I would be there someday. So I like when that happens.
There you go.
Another dream came true, right?
Yeah.
There you go.
And this is another bigger concert. Even sit next to this
Oh, no.
amazing guy. He's very humble. He's going to be like this all through the interview. We've already experienced him on stage, and he's just a beautiful spirit and incredibly talented.
Yeah, he's from Hudson County.
He's from Hudson County.
Hey, don't give me none of this
Hey,
garbage,
hey.
Edwin, okay?
Enjoy yourself.
No,
So,
Hudson County is
Hudson
something.
County
Really?
itself, right here.
What's going on?
Hudson County is from, what is it, from like, not Fort Lee, but a little bit below that.
Jersey City.
Cliffside
It's
Park.
Jersey.
From Bayonne
Cliffside Park to Bayonne.
to Cliffside.
Yeah.
Well, Bayonne to North
But what's the
Bergen.
deal with
Hoboken.
what's
Hmm?
the rich guys come from there? What is
Nah,
Just the talented
a bunch
ones.
of mental
Just the
cases.
talented and rich.
Frank
Frank
Sinatra's from there.
Oh, Frank Sinatra.
Hoboken,
Well,
sure.
Hoboken, yeah. That's Hudson
So
County.
you
Felix
played with
Cabrera,
James-
Union City.
Freaking James.
Well, no. We opened up for James Brown, but it was,
Did you meet
know.
him? Did you get to meet him?
No, because what's his name was
just
wouldn't let me
curious,
in.
like,
Al Sharpton wouldn't let me in.
I was trying.
Really?
Well, he was in the. Oh yeah, why don't we go take it somewhere else? You know, you're not asking about me. Let's just go talk about other people.
How about Wilson Pickett?
No. Wait. Oh, wait a minute. No, but I went downstairs because the first time I opened up for him was 3 nights in a row. So they gave him in the old Lone Star. They gave him the office downstairs so he could hang around because otherwise the dressing rooms would be packed with his band was like 15 pieces, and. So we went down. So I go downstairs and I see Al Sharpton, who's just coming into notice then, but he was hanging around with him. So he's like, in front of the door, and I said, "Could I get an autograph with the other band?" And he says, "No, sir, you can't, because of this." And I said, "Well, look, I'm with the other band. I'm not going to bother him. I just want an autograph." "No, I'm sorry, sir. You can't do this, sir." So years later, I see him. Yeah. I see the guy. Sharpton, I was working in an office, and he was looking, I think he was looking for money or something like that. I don't know. Well, no, he was, because when he left, he went like this to the people that were with him. And I go, "Hey, Mr. Sharpton, I was like the receptionist, He says, "I remember you wouldn't let me get James Brown's autograph when you were at the Lone Star." He says to the woman that was with him, "Oh, yeah, he's one of the Blues Brothers. Yeah, like the Blues Brothers right down there." I said, "No, not a Blues Brother, but, he's, oh, yeah. So anyway, but that's, and then I tried to get one for James Brown, but he was looking he came up to our dressing room, and the guys from his band, some of them were hanging out with us, I couldn't get an autograph for him. He was very nice, though. He said, "No, sir, I'm sorry. I'm looking for." He wanted to kill somebody in his band, I think. Somebody that he either had to fine or something like that. Anyway, I'm fine.
Now everybody's wanting your autograph.
Nah.
Yeah.
Nah.
Well, you can give us out.
He wouldn't give me an autograph. I asked.
Yeah,
He wouldn't
he
give me.
wouldn't give you an autograph either.
No,
Oh,
Sharpton
no, I
wouldn't
can't
let us.
believe that.
No, Sharpton
to Reverend
definitely
Sharpton.
didn't.
He told me to speak to Reverend Sharpton about it.
He didn't. You can talk now. Go ahead.
It's like,
So, Felix, you're originally from Cuba. How
Yeah.
has that influenced your music as a blues player?
Well, the first time I ever heard some blues, especially the ones that played by Paul Butterfield, it seemed to me that it had a slight little Latin tinge in it, especially in stuff like Mellow Down Easy.
Oh, yeah.
And there is something in there. So it was easy for me. Maybe difficult for you, but when I got into blues through Dylan. I was listening to music just like everybody else, the Beatles and this and that, but then I heard like a Rolling Stone. I went running after that sound. And then I found out that this guy Mike Bloomfield was in it, and that whole scene. So by the end of 1965, I knew who everybody was. The blues guys, the Dylan, Butterfield, Bloomfield. And within a year, I was playing,
There you go.
And I had a band up in Woodstock area in '68, before the festival. We were starved and stunk by the time I came back. It was horrible, And that was my hippie experience. That was it.
There you go. And you and Edwin and the band met for the first time today. Tell the layman what it's like to collaborate. You're going to put together a set later, and what's it like meeting, and just improving like you're going to
Well,
do
we
later?
looked at each other, and I
Yeah.
said, well, I feel this, and
Yeah.
This is something, I don't know, I mean.
We should do a blues tune as well. What do you think?
Well, we were just doing it.
Yeah.
We went from Chan Chan to
Oh, that's
to
true.
Rock
That's
Like
true.
This.
Yeah,
So
it's
we're
just the
doing
same,
it,
yeah,
just
yeah.
doing it a
Do you
different
want to
way.
do a hardcore blues? 'Cause this guy's a heavy.
Nah.
Blues,
No, we
okay.
it doesn't matter.
Go with the flow, bro.
No, but I mean, no, it's blues. We're playing blues.
Yeah.
It's just a different from another,
It's
another
American,
area.
yeah.
It's from further south than where the blues are.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's blues. 'Cause
They had
we're-
just as much
That's
blues,
right.
yeah.
Yeah, it's the same tinge thing.
So since we have Alpha, who's a huge blues aficionado and a great player in his own right, who are some of the guys that you just love to see, or maybe they're no longer with us, who you used to love in the blues?
God, you got an hour at least.
Just about.
Oh man, probably the one that hit me the most with the blues. First time was probably Chuck Berry and then B.B. King, and then I went into all the old guys like Muddy, Howlin' Wolf, and there's so many of them. God, guitar players, of course, Hendrix and Clapton were big influences, and then and all the great blues guys. There's millions of them, of course. Yeah, Earl Hooker.
Two bugs in a roach.
Yeah, Two Bugs in that's a great song. Stevie Ray copped that. He ripped that off. Yeah, not
I
many
know.
people know that. Yeah.
Hey, Alf, have you seen any of the people you just mentioned in concert?
Yeah,
Have you seen Chuck Berry or?
No, I saw BB a few times. Albert Collins at the Lone Star. That was a great place. Roy Buchanan Roy Buchanan was probably the most. He was like from another planet. That guy. I think that guy was the most intense player I've ever seen. Roy Buchanan. He just stood there. He had like this catatonic look in his face. Didn't move. He was playing stuff that. It was just like. Almost like.
Well, you described it really well there.
Yeah.
Catatonic, right?
Yeah. Yeah, he was
Otherworldly, right?
almost like Mozart inside a bluesman's persona, and just that kind of stuff. And this man here too, he's a big influence here. Yeah,
Oh, man, thank you. This is.
yeah. It's not just about guitar. It's the feeling, the spirit, and
Thank you, man.
whether it's one long note with great vibrato or a million notes, if it fits right and it hits you a certain way, that's what it's all about.
And
Yeah.
since we're on the subject, Edwin, who are some of the musicians that have influenced you?
So many. I feel the same as Alpha. It would take more than an hour to, because
Who's
I'm
at the top of
Latino.
the list?
The top of the list. You know what it is? It's like when you love music. It's like you love your songs. You love them if you're a parent, you love your children in different ways.
Sure, of course.
You don't love one more than the
course.
other. You just love them differently. So I can't. It's really hard, man. They all bring something to the table, something that really, influences you in some way, and you take a little bit from everyone. Immediately who comes to my mind is my father, of course. My mother, who's the greatest composer in the world.
She's awesome.
Yeah, right. She's like great. My mother, Cecilia Vasquez, and my older brother Roberto Vasquez, who took me under his wing.
And we're going to get Roberto on the show one of these days.
Can't wait.
Great
man.
singer.
Absolutely.
I can't wait for that, man.
And as a layman, I love Al Green, James Brown, Marvin Gaye, P-Funk, Bobby Womack.
Pete Fong?
P-Funk.
Oh, I thought you said Pete Fong.
No, never heard of him. Never heard of him.
Pete Fong, F-O-N-G, Well, there could be a Pete Fong in
I'm
Hong
sure there
Kong who
is.
does-
He may be a virtuoso, but we missed him.
Yeah, he works at a bar in Hong Kong and makes a lot of money, and you don't even know about it.
You might even play harp too.
Yeah.
Well, the other one.
To Latin music.
Wouldn't that be ironic? Like there's a Pete Fong who's the greatest blues harmonica player, and we've never heard of him.
Well, there's the Wang harmonicas, Huang,
Okay.
but no, not Fong. Fong is it a? Yeah, it's the name from there. Yeah.
Next week on Legends TV.
Yeah, thanks.
Pete Fong will be
As soon
here.
as I get lost.
Actually, next week on Legends TV, we have E-Jam, E-Global. Speaking of funk,
Oh,
this
yeah,
guy's hot,
E-Jam.
right?
Yeah,
Right, Edwin?
E-Jam is,
Yeah, he's
very
great.
dynamic.
Very colorful. He looks like he stepped off the mothership.
Yeah, man.
So,
It's like he's
very colorful guy,
incredible.
dynamic, showman. And so, Steve, ask the gentleman a few questions. I know you're a huge music fan.
Well, Felix.
Remember the transfer station?
Those are the days. You see, we're two Hudson County boys here.
Okay. No, go ahead.
You said that you had heard Bob Dylan
Yeah.
as a younger man and all. Who have you met that, one of your idols or someone who you really look up to, and that really has stuck with you? Like, wow, I met this guy, and I used to love him.
The person?
Yeah.
Oh, Bloomfield.
Oh, really?
I talked with him. I had conversations with him on the phone. I saw him many times, but Bloomfield was like the person who actually, even more so than Dylan, took me into the thing and put me there. Because when I saw the Butterfield Band, I already kind of knew who he was. He was in a film called Festival, and they they had an interview with him. Mm-hmm. That was the '65 festival,
right?
And they interviewed him what he thought about blues and that. And then he said something like, "Hey, man, I'm rich. I'm a trust fund baby," or something like that. But I tell you something, if Paul Butterfield, he's talking about Paul Butterfield, if he was a planaria, if he was a tuna fish sandwich, he'd still be blues. Well, when I heard his that he used planaria and a tuna fish sandwich to compare Butterfield and the blues thing, I said, this guy's got to be seen. So I went to see the Butterfield Band around Thanksgiving of '66, and I sat right in front of the Agogo, Cafe Agogo, a place. The Cafe Agogo, that was on Bleecker and Thompson. And I sat right in front of them, and I blew my mind. And he was like, he came in, and he had his zipper down, pants.
So anyway,
no, but wait a minute.
Edwin. Where was I?
No, but I mean, he walked on stage like that, and I was nice enough to say, "Hey, excuse me, your zipper is down." He goes, "Thanks, man." That's all.
Thanks for noticing.
It reminds me of Alpha's story with, what was the guitarist that you saw with spinach on his?
Oh, Les Paul. Yeah.
Les Paul.
Yeah.
Well, he was a little older than Bloomfield. Bloomfield was doing something else that made him go like that.
Yeah, that was funny, yeah.
But he just forgets, right?
Yeah. Yeah, he was just ripping away, and then all I remember is a big piece of spinach hanging off his teeth. Yeah. Wow.
Nice to know
what a beautiful memory.
At the,
Nice to know they're human after all.
What was the name of that place he did on Monday Night? Fat Tuesdays, I think it was, that he did it in the 90s?
Yeah, Fat Tuesdays.
I actually got my guitar signed by him that night.
Yeah, he's a great guy.
What was it like meeting him?
He was a nice guy. It was like just talking to a regular nice old man. Didn't make you feel starstruck or nervous. He was just a cool guy. And
isn't that great when like the really big guys are like and women are normal people and they're not full of themselves? I hate when like you get somebody you really like and they're jerks or something.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
It's so great when this is really a cool.
Yeah. Yeah. He was great. He was very very humble, but he was almost like Buchanan. He would just play anything, and I could have a conversation with somebody and be playing the stuff that's from another planet.
It's incredible. Up to the end, I think he had some bad arthritis too.
He did.
And
yeah, he was playing like Django Reinhardt. He only played with a couple fingers at that point, but still.
He was playing at the Iridium, right? Wasn't that where his?
No, at that time it was Fat
the
Tuesdays. Yeah,
Iridium
Iridium was.
Yeah.
Iridium was more recent when he died. He just died of last year, I think.
Yeah, recently.
He was old, like 95.
Yeah.
Oh, God bless
And I remember looking at his guitar. It was like one of the serial numbers, like 04 on the Les Paul. I was like, whoa, this is something to remember.
That is a Les Paul.
That was back in '94, and he still had it then. Because as he got older, he kind of slowed down a little bit, but he was still phenomenal.
I'm going to throw this out for all of you. If there was one guitarist in the world today that you could be listening to live, who would it be?
Oh crap!
Not Bloomfield for me.
It's easy for me. My father.
Living,
he was great.
living artist right now.
Living artist.
Oh, living. Who would you want to listen to right now, today, tonight?
Alpha.
Really?
Oh, thank you.
Wow, that's flattering.
Thanks, Ed.
I don't know you that well, but,
He's good.
but hold on.
Alpha takes you out.
Living
Crazy.
guitarist. Wow.
Jimmy Smith, I don't know. No, he's dead too. I mean, but he played organ.
Guitarist. Who's your favorite guitarist?
Well, today I'll tell you, I'm a big fan of the Fab Four, and Jimmy Vivino is, I think, one of the great guitarists around today.
And Felix, what's it like playing with Jimmy Vivino?
No, the Black Italians. I played with Jimmy for over 40 years. In different kinds. I played with him when he played organ. He started out on trumpet, then he went to keyboards, and then a few years later, all of a sudden he shows up with a guitar, and I said, "Wow, what are you doing?" But you know, because there's a lot of more people playing guitar than keyboards. So I said, you know, why would he leave that? You know, because you can always get hired. You know, you got more competition among guitarists. And playing with the Black Italians, you know, where it was the rhythm section from Conan, from the Conan show.
Absolutely.
So we just cut an album at the Ramble in Woodstock that Levon Helms plays.
Oh, that's great.
Did his brother Jerry play with you guys too?
No, Jerry does other things on the side. He's more of a jazz guy.
I see.
You know.
And I'm a big fan of Floyd Vivino, Uncle Floyd.
Floyd is something
I love that
else.
guy.
With the hair, one piece.
I love that guy.
What is that? A joke that he has about the one hair?
Yeah,
that
he's
got
hilarious.
hanging off. I forget.
Talk about New Jersey
I
boy,
remember
right?
That was
Yeah.
Uncle
Floyd.
Floyd.
The guys
remember
from
that?
Patterson.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Uncle Floyd show. Remember that?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, guys, what we're going to do is take a quick break, but I just want to briefly show a clip of Steve's book. Steve's an author, and this is See You and CC You. Briefly tell the audience about your book.
Well, in '06, I had quintuple open heart bypass surgery. Had my rib cage sawed open and pulled apart. I went home from the hospital, started keeping a journal. Always wanted to write a book. Journal got thick. I said, I think this is my book. Turned out to be my book, See You and CCU. It's about before, after, during the heart surgery, but in a lighthearted way.
And if you want to
That's
know what
possible.
it's like to have your rib cage torn apart, we're going to see in this clip
Yeah,
right
there we
now.
go.
There you go.
Hi, I'm Steve Ludwig. When I was 52 years old, I had quintuple open heart bypass surgery, and I wrote a book about it. It's called See You and CCU. Apart from having my rib cage sawed apart, I experienced temporary loss of memory, depression, and sleepless nights in unbearable pain. A lot of people might think there's nothing funny about that, but I think it all depends on how you look at it. See you and CCU.
All right, and we're back. And
Evan,
sure.
may I just interrupt you? I noticed you have books on your desk here.
That's
May I ask you about your books?
sure. This is Cameraman. Mr. Cameraman Zoom, as the Iron Sheik would say. This is Apartment 4B, like in Brooklyn, about growing up in East Flatbush in the turbulent 60s and 70s.
Great book.
Thank you
I
so
read it.
much.
Yeah, it is.
And this is my dad's zine, if you will, a small book, Hey Cabbie, A Million Miles Behind the Wheel, about my father driving a cab in the 60s and 70s as well. And he picked up Marilyn Monroe, Judy Garland, Richard Nixon, Muhammad Ali, pimps, hookers, hold-up men, lunatics. It's quite an interesting read. And on the subject of plugs, before we go to a commercial, this is my film that I produced, Teresa Sario Alive Again. Teresa lost her leg to an impaired driver. An impaired driver caused an accident, making a legal U-turn in Midtown Manhattan. And she now sings for trauma victims and wounded warriors. Gary Sinise is in it, and wrestling legend Lanny Poffo, who has been on our program here. And this is available at aliveagainmovie.com. And without further ado, we're going to take a quick commercial break. And when we come back, you are going to see one of the hottest musical sets you will ever see, as the great Felix Cabrera joins Edwin Vasquez Musica, Alpha Halverson, James Grover, Pete Dunphy, and of course Edwin Vasquez. We will be right back in just a moment. Don't go anywhere, folks. For nearly a decade, Evan Ginzburg's Legends Radio has featured interviews with the greatest names in the arts and sports. Heard worldwide at legendsradio.net, the program has featured these great musical legends: Ray Manzarek of The Doors, Billy Corgan of Smashing Pumpkins, Judy Collins, Roberta Flack, and many more. Stars from movies, TV, and comedy have included Jenny McCarthy, Wayne Brady, 30 Rock's Judah Friedlander, Shelley Berman, Jackie the Joke Man Martling, David Allen Greer, and Paul Mooney.
Stars of pro wrestling and MMA include Bruno Sammartino, Rowdy Roddy Piper, superstar Billy Graham, and Frank Shamrock. Co-hosted by renowned journalist Dr. Mike Leno, Legends Radio is heard Wednesdays 7 p.m. to 9:20 p.m. Eastern Standard. We are archived 24/7 with hundreds of hours of classic interviews. Legends Radio also features the best in indie music, showcasing talent deserving wider exposure.
Brooklyn, baby, don't forget the gravy. We are soldiers.
You missed the birth of your mother and father. Don't you dare miss Evan Ginzburg's Legends Radio.
Are you planning an event and want to include entertainment, but you're not sure where to turn? Act1Entertainment.net has provided over 1,500 events with quality, affordable live entertainment at private parties, corporate affairs, festivals, bike rallies, and more. Act 1 will fit into your budget. They're friendly, reliable, and do all the legwork for you. They take all major credit cards. Log on to Act1Entertainment.net for a free, no-obligation price quote, or call 631-758-3505 for a brochure. You'll be happy you did.
Hey, I'm Tom Mealy from the Harrison Law Group. You know, soft tissue injury, that's no joke. This is what we do. We're not new at this game. Don't waste valuable time going to firms who don't get it and can't do it. Call 1-800-INJURY-LAW.
陽介、乗ってみるか。おい待てよ、陽介。聞いてねえのかよ。なんでじゃねえよ。出てけ。
ただいま。
おかえり。いらっしゃい。
なお。は
じめまして。はじめまして。お父さんいつものところよ。
乗ってみる？
いい車だな。
ありがとう。
あなたと車、どんな物語がありますか？
For professional motorcycle transport and towing, think Kickstart Fabrications Motorcycle Towing. Proudly serving all of Long Island, we feature expert handling and 24/7 service. So send a limo for your toy with Kickstart Fabrications Motorcycle Towing.
Llego a un pueblo, voy para Macarí. De Alto Cedro voy para Macarí. Llego a Cueto, voy para Macarí. De Alto Cedro voy para Macarí. Llego a Cueto, voy para Mayarí. De Alto Cedro voy para Macané, llego a Cueto, voy para Mayarí.
El cariño que te tengo, yo no lo puedo negar. Se me sale la babita, yo no lo puedo evitar. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Rock me, baby, rock me all night long. Rock me, baby, rock me all night long. I want you to rock me, baby, till my back ain't got a bone.
En el mar señal arena, como sacudía el jibe, a Chan Chan le daba pena, mucha pena, ¿no es cierto, Felix?
Yeah, baby.
Tanta pena.
Sun go down, the moon begins to rise. De Alto Cedro voy para Magané, llego a Cueto voy para Mayarí. De Alto Cedro voy para Magané, llego a Cueto voy para Mayarí. De Alto Cedro voy para Magané, llego a Cueto voy para Mayarí. De Alto Cedro voy para Magané, llego a Pueblo voy para Mayarí.
I could do that, huh? Let me just say it's a real honor to share the stage with you, Felix. Your name has sailed the distant seas, through acid rains and onto cemented streets, into a city of electric stars, onto grounds covered with tar. Your almond eyes tell of a stunning scene, radiant skies, unscathed sands and palm trees. Your cinnamon-colored skin speak of a sacred sun. What do you say where your name is from? Yeah. What manicero, el manicero, ahora sí, el manicero, ahora, el manicero, el manicero, ahora, juega, el manicero, el manicero, el manicero, Felix Cabrera. James Gover, Pete Dunphy, Alpha Harrison.
Grover Cleveland and Alexander.
Just want to say, man, what a privilege to share the stage with this man here. One more, yeah. So.
Funk it up. You want to funk it up. Now, remember I said the word properly. Oh, do it, man.
This is on the spot. All on the spot. I don't even know what's going on. This is live.
I have problems. I haven't been able to go to the doctor for about a week and a half because I have no car. I can't move around anymore. My legs are not working anymore because you know, Don Van Fleet. I'm trying to do Don Van Fleet, but it doesn't work. It doesn't work. It doesn't work. It doesn't work. It don't work. It doesn't work.
Stevie, baby. We want you up here.
I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but we are running out of time. The great Mr. Felix Cabrera.
Yeah.
The great Mr. Alpha Halverson. The great Mr. Peter Dunsby. The great Mr. Edwin Vasquez. The great Mr. James Grover. May I call the great Mr. Tommy Marr up here one more time. Quick reminder, this Tuesday evening, my guest, come to planetludwig.com, Tommy Marr, the Woodstock guru.
These guys are just, my ears have never had so much fun, I'm telling you.
Felix, I'm sorry to be standing up here at the end of the show.
Yeah, we're gonna make him play for another couple hours.
Good.
So. What a treat. Unbelievable. Man.
Tuesday night, 6:30 p.m., planetludwig.com. I need to thank my sponsors for the radio show, if you don't mind, real fast. ABC moversandshakers.com, ascomics.com, FlacoCoquito.com. Can't happen. I can't have Tommy Marr on the show without my sponsors. Tommy, we'll see you Tuesday.
Absolutely.
Guys,
Looking forward to it.
I'm going to get out of your way. Bring it back home here, everybody.
Unbelievable.